Dear brothers and sisters out there, we thank you for still being online to take part in this evening's catechesis. Now, this evening, what we have is very interesting, very interesting, and something that will help us a lot to learn more about our church and learn about one or two things about the Holy Roman Catholic Church. So, with me to have this catechesis or this interview, if you want to call it that way, is Father Hilary Agbenossi, the priest in charge of St. Bakita Catholic Church, Lashibi Community 20. Father, you're welcome.
Thank
you. Today's topic is very interesting, and I don't know, maybe we may spend less than 30 minutes, maybe more than 30 minutes, but our goal is to spend 30 minutes at most. This word, ritual. I'm sure at the mention of ritual, everybody's ear is up. This is a word that is very common in the Holy Roman Catholic Church. And anytime we mention, oh, we are going for a ritual, this ritual we are going to perform, this ritual. And many people have different ideas about the ritual. Father, can you help us understand what ritual is?
Ritual is prescribed words and a set of ceremonies prescribed as saying that we use in a religious setting. So when we come for Mass, we have words, we have ceremonies, a number of them, one after the other, prescribed that we use. Then when we say that, we put them together, we say it is a ritual. These are said to be so because, and prescribed for us because, these sacraments we celebrate are not ours. They are a prayer that belongs to the church. Even when one person is celebrating the Mass, now it is common, many people have come to know that the ritual of the Mass can be celebrated by one person, the priest alone. We have been doing it for long. Some call it private Mass. In actual fact, there is nothing like private Mass because the Mass is the prayer of the church. So there is a prescribed way in which it must go. And so that prescribed words, ceremonies is what we call rituals. And sometimes the word ritual is used to refer to the book in which these prescribed rites.
Like what we use at Mass.
Exactly.
It's called a ritual.
Yeah. Ritual books, some say, but ritual is enough. So we have rituals.
I know the pocket ritual.
Yeah. It has a number of procedures or ceremonies or rites, you can say, that we are supposed to use. So we call it a pocket ritual, for instance. And the priest has it in his pocket. That's why I call it a pocket ritual.
And that ritual is enough.
Yeah, ritual is enough. From some reading, I realized that those books are themselves called ritual. And while you may hear ritual in other settings, just like you may hear the word food.
Yes.
There is food among animals, there is food among human beings. It's never the same. Even if it is the same kind of food, when we say this for an animal, you understand. Same way, you can have a red cloth in our church on the altar, and it's the same red cloth, the protocol we use in the stadium or a Manchester United fan. But they don't mean the same thing. Here we use it to mean matador. I'm not sure what they use it to mean.
But I don't know also.
So while the word may be common in different settings, it may not refer to the same things in different settings, but it may have a semblance in meaning, because when they mention ritual elsewhere, even in traditional setting, it may refer to ceremonies, certain procedure they go through when they are having their maybe rite of passage and all of that. You have that happening. So that's what I can say for now.
Wow, beautiful. Father, I just wanted to clear that doubt, that cloud, that goes like it's around the head of every Catholic, especially in church or at mass when Father says, well, at this part of the ritual, at this is the word ritual, is it a negative word at all?
Not at all.
Yes, so that's what
like I'm saying, it's an English word. It just refers
so there's
to a
nothing
set of
negative
ceremony.
about the word ritual.
By itself it is not. Whatever ritual you are doing must be assessed on its own merit.
Okay.
So that if there are cultic people who have met and are having their own rituals, you can assess that particular ritual. When it is Christians who have gathered and we are having our ritual, we can assess that particular ritual and know whether the ritual is a good one or it is not.
So ritual can be good, ritual can be bad.
Yeah, by itself, by the name, it is not bad or good, you say.
But I think a lot of people associate negativity to ritual than
unfortunately. Well, I'm not sure it is the same everywhere. In some places, when you say ritual, it doesn't connote something negative. In other places, when you say ritual, they connote something negative. Maybe because of the experiences they have had, or the kind of things they have heard from people. So they associate the word with something negative from the onset. But no, that is not the case. So many religious people, depending on what the religious denomination or whatever it is may have a set of rituals they follow. I mean, you go for these days, you go for a funeral that is not even Catholic. You see that they follow a certain procedure. And I've heard in one other church when they say, at this stage of the ritual, they say, so they have come to understand, or maybe they have understood all this while they didn't know, that the word itself doesn't reflect to something bad. I went to one church. It was a Thanksgiving ceremony for, I think it was a burial, and there was the Sunday. So I finished Mass, and church was close to my church, so at Kwashiman at the time. So I decided to also join, because the man who died was my father-in-law, my brother's wife's father.
So that's your father-in-law?
Yes.
No, that's your father-in-law.
If I just say my father-in-law, they're wondering whether I have a wife or a father-in-law.
Oh, okay, I think.
So now it's clear.
It's very clear.
And then when I went, I realized that they were following a certain ritual. They moved from one thing to another. And at some point in time, I felt, just by listening to the cheap translation of the words they were using, again, in their case, also looking inside the book. And I felt, wow, these are the words of consecration that we use in our church.
Okay.
I mean, just listening to the translation in P and trying to translate it into English myself, I felt, wow, it's the same words of consecration we use in our church that they are using here. Again, there, I realized that they were using a ritual.
Okay. So we have these groups in our church, especially these two groups. We have the 9th of St. John International, and we have the 9th of Marshall. They are also one, or these two groups are used to the word ritual. So even in the Catholic Church, with this understanding, sometimes even some Catholics think that these two groups are occultic. Even among ourselves, there are Catholics who think that 9th of St. John is occultic, 9th of Marshall occultic. So because of that, they don't want to have anything to do with these groups, especially when it is funeral, and then you get there. So we are going to have our bedside ritual or our last ritual. Once the name ritual is even Catholics say, oh, they are going to do their thing again.
Then, I mean, what you see when Father January is ordained, when I was ordained, is a ritual. What you see when baptism is done is a ritual. What you see when confirmation is done is a ritual. Recently, when a church at St. Bakita was dedicated, it was a ritual. What you see us do basically are our rituals. But some of these rituals may be specific to certain groups. I mean, Legion of Mary, 9th of St. John, 9th of Marshall. If it was occultic, trust me, the church will never allow such a group to exist. And unfortunately, it's happening among us too often. I hear somebody having a conversation with me telling me, some Catholics are condemning the other groups. Don't join them, these groups are occultic to you, unfortunately. And one time, one of my nephew is a priest now. He wanted to join Knights of Marshall, and there was a very prominent person that, hey, don't join the group and all that. And he came consulting me that he should do that. And I said, why not if you want to join them? Only that when you join them, you must have a positive influence in there. You don't just go and join the band. Everybody is going one way, you are going that way. No. If there is any reason why you are going, it is because they must influence you positively and you must influence them positively. These groups are just like any other group who have, I mean, when you go to St. Teresa's, Christian Mothers meetings, they may have a certain procedure of going about what they are going to do, and especially they may have some prayers they must do one following another.
It's called a ritual.
We are having a ritual.
So, viewers, if you just join us, we are having catechesis this evening with Father Hilary Agbonosi. Just want to understand the word ritual. If you are a true Catholic, you will know that in our liturgical celebrations or in every gathering, you will hear this word coming up, ritual. At this time of the ritual, you're going to have a ritual, and this ritual, and that ritual. And many of us have, some people have negative or connotation of the word ritual. And this is what we are explaining. And from Father, simply, the ritual has to do with the ceremonies, the words that have been put together. For us, it's in the sacramentary. What we use to celebrate the Mass, that whole book can be called a ritual. In fact, from history, it does have different names. So you can call it a Roman Missal, sacramentary. It is called the ritual. Okay, so it has got a different name over the years, but now it is called the Missal, or it's also known as the ritual. Like what I said, we have the book of blessing, or the book that contains the rites of baptism and all that, baptism, confirmation, the anointing stake, the burial, and all that. It's called the pocket ritual. It's all about ritual. So the word ritual is not negative.
Not at all.
It is not negative.
Not at all.
It is not negative. But can we reduce, or can we equate the word ritual to amamre? You know, especially you see those words say, oh, amamre, I say yeah, amamre, or say yeah, amamre.
You know, when they say amamre, they are talking about traditions generally, and may not just be about the rituals in there. But I think among the amamre, there are rituals.
Okay.
So amamre may be very broad.
Okay.
May refer to so many more things. But in there, among the amamre, you will have rituals. I mean, like what they will do for a chief or a king when he's elected. We will say, I will see a amamre. But amamre chere will see ANC. So there are things that must be done for. So then there is a ritual that they must follow. That happens also. But like I said, the word ritual may be used in traditional settings, may be used in I mean, even they say footballers say when a person joins their club, there is a ritual they must perform to welcome him.
Exactly.
Somebody even says that even prisoners say that when you join them in the prison, there is a ritual they must. I mean, so the word ritual itself is not negative, but it depends on what exactly
the content of the ritual.
Good. Then you have to assess that in particular and know whether this particular ritual they are talking about is good or not good, depending on maybe, for instance, in our case, our faith. So I am going to join a group, or I'm going to a place, there's a ritual there. Is that ritual good enough? You want to be careful what is happening, because today, even you go, they say akwanche, and you go to somebody's place, and sometimes you are not sure whether you entered a church or you entered a shrine, because the kind of prescriptions they are giving you, they are giving you a ritual to go and follow. The question you should be asking yourself is that, am I to follow this because of who I am? In fact, am I even to go to a place like that because of who I am? As a Christian, one who is purchased at a price, and a very expensive one at that, the death of our Lord Jesus Christ, and His blood. So you must assess what you are joining, what you are doing, what is the content of what they refer to as ritual before, if you want to go for it, you go for it.
I was just going to raise something, but before that, viewers, you can send your questions if you have any question concerning what we're talking about. If you want any more clarification, any issue about ritual, just let us know. Send your question, we'll get them, and we'll talk about them. Father, you just mentioned a word that I wanted us to look at. You know, it also comes up from time to time about shrine. You see, you just mentioned the word shrine. You know, that okay. Anytime this word also comes up, shrine.
Yeah, we have a sacred heart shrine.
Sacred heart shrine. Exactly.
Yeah. Again, in a certain, because of our traditional background, we tend to associate shrine with these bad connotation. But again, the question is, what shrine is that? There is a Marian shrine in Luz. There is, isn't it? There is a Sacred Heart shrine in Juje. We have one there. So it is a place of worship. Question is, or a place of devotion. Question is, what worship or devotion is being done there? Just like the ritual. So what kind of ritual is that? So those are the questions we should be asking ourselves when we hear such words. But these words in themselves, let's disabuse our minds. They are not negative by themselves. No.
Wonderful. So that is it. If you hear the word shrine, shrine is just anywhere anybody could use. You know, you could use it, I can use it, and we can use it. Here we have the Gutu or the Marian shrine, we have the Sacred Heart shrine, and so many other shrines. So there's nothing wrong with that. So
but because we have known shrine in a certain way before we are using it, that is why we have a difficulty. So you can't blame many in our setting for having that difficulty. But you go elsewhere and you mention shrine, it's not the difficulty for them at all, because they don't have the kind of background we have, and the kind of word we have known a shrine to be associated with. But let's know that it is not.
There's nothing against about that.
Myself.
Good. So ritual, Father. When we go into the ritual, for instance, we have the ritual of baptism, ritual of confirmation, ritual of this, ritual of that. Okay. But when the church put this, this ritual together, okay, when we put this ritual together, what is supposed to be the impact of the ritual?
Okay, so the church does this, like I said earlier, because whatever prayer that it is not for an individual. It is not for the priest. The priest cannot just come and then he decides that for this marriage I'll be somersaulting here and jumping there. No. The prayer doesn't belong to him. The prayer belongs to the church. Like I said earlier, so when Father is celebrating the Mass, he will say, the Lord be with me. The Lord be with you. Because there, it is not just him. At the Mass, there is the church militant and the church triumphant gathered together at prayer. And more so also praying for the church suffering so that they may have their speedy thing and get into heaven. So they're gathered. It's not him alone, the priest. And then he is not doing a ritual for himself alone, but belongs to the church. So it's the church's prayer he's praying. So he must pray it according to the mind of the church. So there is a certain laid down procedure for it and certain words for it. But in the rituals, we know that some of them are essentials and some are periphery. The essentials, you don't take them out at all. You can't get to the prayer of consecration and decide that you want to use your own words, or that the things we use for the celebration of the Mass, the essentials, and decide that you want to change it. You want to use palm wine instead of
some people actually they don't use palm wine because
if
this way,
but we have to be careful. So there are essentials, but they are periphery. The last time somebody was asking me, why is the Pope lifting the
blessed
chance without a hymnal field? And I said, well, we have to understand that there are essentials and there are peripheries. Fine, we are supposed to do that, but that is supposed to cover our hands with the what do we call it, with the humeral veil, so that the attention is all on Jesus in the monstrance, so that our hands are even hidden. We are not the ones who are blessing. It is Jesus alone who is doing that. But I mean, if you understand what this is about, it's still his hands that are lifting it anyway, and then you can see. The point I was making to somebody was, the same Pope does not hold the monstrance at Mass. He holds the host itself with his hands. So it is not like it is prohibited to hold the host itself with his hands. So how much more just the monstrance? But these things are done with meaning also. So a priest cannot begin to say that, oh, I saw the Pope doing it without it, so I can just do it anytime. So there are peripheries. But all of these rituals are for our sanctification. They are for our edification, spiritual edification. So whatever ritual that is prescribed is supposed to build us up spiritually. It's supposed to bring us fruits that will last. Fruits that are for our growth, whether physical or spiritual. Grace in abundance from heavens for us. That is why these rituals are celebrated. So these rituals are basically for our edification, they are for our sanctification, they are for grace to be poured upon us, grace upon grace. That is what I can say.
Okay, fine. So if I understand clearly, the understanding is that the ritual has to do with the ceremony, the words, and everything put together, and that has to do with the book for these celebrations and then the
ritual.
Yes. So if these are step-to-step way of celebrating, like the rite or the sacrament or these liturgical celebrations, sometimes we see some differences, when a priest A is celebrating a ritual of the church or a liturgy of the church, we see slight differences. And if there are principles, why those, and what are the reasons that causes that?
For instance, when you pick the Roman Missal, you will have the prayers and all that written in black, and then you will have the rubrics. They are written in red. In Latin, ruber, which means red. So we call them rubrics. So you read, and those ones show you what to do. So at this point, put your hands over it. At this point, open your arms wide. That bit, I won't say it out for people to hear, but I know that it is there. Because, like I said, it is not my prayer. It is the prayer of the church. But like I said, there are some that are essentials you can't change. So you will realize that when one priest is celebrating baptism, another is celebrating baptism. Essentially, the rites or the rituals will be the same. The ritual will follow a certain sequence. But you will see, like you were mentioning, differences here and there. Those additions that are made must not distort the essentials. Sometimes, like I said, there are peripheral things you can add here and there. There are places where you can add.
Are we allowed to?
Yeah, in some places, and we know those places we can add. We know also those places we can.
Just for the understanding of our faithful who are watching, to know that the priest A celebrated this sacrament this way, and it's so different from another. I don't want to give a sample of
but for instance, you get to the invitation and one priest is singing, another will not sing. That one, the ritual is silent on whether you sing or not. I should think so. So then one person decides, because of his particular affinity to or liking for singing, maybe in his mass there is a lot of singing, that is fine. But whatever he does, the essentials of the mass must not be missing. So if you follow me, you follow Father January, the mass should be the same. In fact, that is why the church is universal.
Essentially.
Yeah, in fact,
essentially.
That is it. The church is universal. So that's why there is one ritual. So if you go to Spain, they are speaking Spanish. You cannot understand what they are saying, but you can follow the ritual because you are used to the ritual in a certain way. There may be slight differences again here and there, just about peripheral issues, but there should not be abuse of the ritual. So the ritual must follow the stages and the set or prescribed ceremonies that the priest or the church has given. So when you go to Iraq, the priest is celebrating in their language. You don't know exactly what he's saying, but you can follow the ritual. The church is universal. So the priest must not abuse his office of leading the people to worship by just turning upside down the ritual he has been given. And if the priest doesn't do that, the faithful who are with him celebrating will see that there is just some small additions here and there that maybe somebody likes, somebody doesn't like. Trust me, there are people who love a mass with a lot of songs in it. There are people who are also irritated when the songs
some
are
people who
too many.
After the prayer of the faithful will ask the congregation, okay, you can pray.
Yeah,
that's not the rubrics
anyway. It's not there. So you see that there are places where the ritual is silent, or some say the rites are silent. Now, there the priest uses his ingenuity, but his pastoral discretion must not distort the ceremony that the church intends him to celebrate. He is celebrating according to the mind of the church, because the prayer belongs to the church. When I say belongs to the church, it belongs to all of us, and it doesn't belong to him alone. So he can't just change it all together and do his own thing.
So, my dear brothers and sisters, essentially, what Father is saying is this. Essentially, what Father is saying is this, that every ritual has been prescribed by the church. And the word ritual in itself is not negative. The Catholic Church has rituals. We follow rituals. But the rituals we follow is not like the rituals some people follow in certain quarters. When the Catholic Church meets and we are having ritual, that ritual is not the same as occultists who have met and are having their ritual. But what is important is that there are some step-by-step laid down rules that are followed. But the content of the ritual determines whether this is a good ritual or this is a bad ritual, or this is a ritual accepted by God or this one not accepted by God. Other than that, even in our traditional setup, there are rituals. In whatever setup, there are rituals. Rituals are always there. Rules, principles, ceremonies.
Companies, some say they are rituals.
They are still rituals. You sometimes those in the secondary school, you go to secondary school, they say homos lines and all that. So they are ritual.
I said in prison.
So we need to understand this. So when you hear the word ritual as a Catholic, don't anybody use the word, you people have rituals. Yes, we have rituals. You have rituals in your church. Everybody has rituals. The word itself is not negative. Wait till you know what kind of ritual is being performed there, then you can judge it as good or evil. But also, again, like when we're talking about the last bit of it, that the ritual is prescribed. And no priest is to come to Mass and say, okay, today I want to take collection first. I want to have collection before we go to Gloria. No.
Or to go for consecration some parts.
No.
And then you come and read the first reading before you go. No,
you can't do that. The priest cannot essentially do that. If you do that, you spoil the ritual, that which is accepted and to be done. So we have something here, and I'll read this question quickly from one of our viewers. Said, how was the ritual of the Mass compiled into its present forms? How the ritual, okay, I think that's the first question, we take that one. Said, how?
That would have been a whole history.
A whole history, yeah.
But obviously you must know that it has gone through certain stages. I mean, if you know the difference between Vatican I and Vatican II alone, you know that there was a time when the priest was facing the wall, the altar, and the people were praying their rosaries or something, and then he finishes everything and just comes to distribute communion. But now Vatican II says full conscious and active participation in the Mass, so the priest faces up or do it together. So it's gone through phases. I always talk about the Mass and I refer to Luke's Gospel chapter 24 when Jesus met those disciples who were dejected and were on their way to Emmaus, from where we have the popular Emmaus walk. Jesus joined them. From the beginning, the things they were talking about was relating the Old Testament, the things they knew in their scripture at the time, which was the Old Testament, with the things that had happened in the days of Jesus, which today we will call the New Testament or the Gospels as we have them. And Jesus joins them and he explains. So you could say we have first reading and gospel reading, and then there is a homily. And then when Jesus had finished explaining, then they get to the place where they are going to, and then they say, Mane nobiscum domini, stay with us, Lord. From where we have that song, so he stays with them, and then we are told in the breaking of bread, they now realize that when he was teaching them, their hearts were burning within them. So the readings and the homily came before the breaking of bread. So that same format, so to say, the mass follows. But you realize that right when their eyes were opened and they realized it was him after the breaking of bread, they ran back to the evangelizers. And that is where the mass says, go in peace. And that going is a sending of all of us to go and evangelize the world. So we can say the structure maybe comes from there, but development of the mass as you have it now has gone through many phases up to this time.
So I think as Father has put it, we have a whole long history about how the ritual of the Mass was put together. But you can go to the New Advent, it's a Catholic site, the encyclopedia, New Advent Catholic Encyclopedia, and type in ritual. It gives you the whole history, the long thing that, Father has just summarized. Another question says, have the rituals of the Mass evolved, and why have they evolved or changed? Have the rituals evolved, and why have they evolved or changed?
Well, the truth is that revelation itself is progressive. The way they knew God so many years ago is not the way we know God today.
Sure.
So he continues to reveal himself. Even in Jesus Christ, who is the finality of revelation, we continue to know him little by little. Now, what the church does is not to change it totally. You realize that most of the things are not changed. The understanding is almost the same. It's just one or the other thing that used to be done that is not done anymore there. Maybe new light that we have as an understanding, or things that are not so essential that we can change. But things that are very essential do not change about the Mass. Certainly going to be bread and wine. There is going to be a big crisis of bringing down the Holy Spirit to transform them. Those things will never change. But peripheries will change. That's why I've been talking about. There are things that can change about the Mass. There are things that cannot change about the Mass. Those things are the essentials. And those ones nobody can change.
So it's true. As Father says, if you read the Catechism, it gives the some differences of the rite, the rite of ritual with the sin. But the rites are influenced by time, the time, and then also culture, especially culture. So the rite or ritual as we have it in Ghana will be the same when you go to all the examples you gave, but the culture influences the ritual. The singing of the people, the language of the people, the everything.
One time, I think, was it Kanara Rinze who was talking about liturgical dance. He was saying that in Europe, liturgical dance, maybe you cannot discuss it at all because even the movement according to rhythm is a problem. But you cannot talk about not dancing in Ghana.
In Africa, for that matter.
And you cannot talk about not hitting the drums. It is when the drums are in there that everything, and then you can move yourself. So these things may differ from one place to another. Somebody says, I go to UK and I go for Mass and it's so boring. Those people are enjoying their Mass. You are finding it boring because of the additions we have here because of our setting. So some things may differ. But like I said, wherever you go, the essentials will remain the same.
But this person talking about change. So yes, it has evolved along the, as Father said, it has evolved. Like before, the priests were facing the altar with their back towards the people. That has changed. Like we said, because of the understanding we have about God now, having a deeper understanding about it. Don't be surprised if the Mass evolves or the ritual evolves again out of the crisis we are having now. Maybe if even the sign of peace is taken entirely out of the ritual. So new rituals will have to come when the sign of peace out, or a specific sign of peace given to everybody.
The times may determine
Exactly.
But again, I will insist that the
The
essentials,
essentials are there.
will never.
No, as for those who became there.
When the priest was facing the wall, the consecration he was doing is the same consecration we are doing today. So the essentials will never change. The essentials will never change. But there are things on the periphery which we will adapt, will evolve eventually. But the essentials.
I think that the use of the bread and wine, the body and blood, and then the words of consecration will never change. I believe that's from
those ones I believe also.
But that's the core.
Yeah.
And the core. Anyway, dear friends, thank you for joining us. Last week at Catechesis, today we're talking about what Catholics, what we mean by the word ritual. And we have seen that the word ritual is friendly. You can use the word ritual. You can tell your friend, well, I'm going to the church for a ritual. Wow, people will still have issue with that, but
they will not understand.
Exactly.
But once you understand yourself, you don't have a problem.
Let people see you anyway. But yes, you are going for a ritual. But tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. we shall have a ritual. We shall have a ritual right here that will be brought to you online. Thank you very much, Father Hilary.
Thank you very much.
That has been very interesting, and I'm sure that this teaching will go ahead to give some light, some understanding to one or two Catholics, and I'm sure that as the gospel spreads, people will come to understand that yes, the word ritual, even the word shrine is not negative. We have Marian shrine, we have secular shrine. Shrine is a place of prayer. It is not a place of exactly. So we do not have cultists in our church. Night of St. John, Night of Martha, they are not cultists. They are not. These are our parents who want to go to heaven too. Who said they don't want to go to heaven? Yes, and our brothers and sisters who want to go to heaven as well. So please, there are no occultic, unless some people are joining occultic group outside the church. But in the church, in the Holy Roman Catholic Church, there are no occultic groups in the church. We must stress on that. If there is, then it's not a Catholic church, maybe another church. But we do not have anything like that. Maybe outside the church they are there, and those who want to join are joining, but not in our church. So thank you very much for joining. Thank you for your questions. We shall meet again on Tuesday to have another catechesis. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.